All right. Well, I gave you guys the preview. I thought be a good time to just hit the pause button, do some breathing. Um, we've done this a million times, and truth is it's one of these things that never really goes out of style. It's always helpful. And Eckhart Tolle has a cool thing here to say about breath. Um, being aware of your breath forces you into the present moment. This is key to all inner transformation. Whenever you're conscious of breath, you're absolutely present. You may also notice that you cannot be lost in thought and be aware of your breathing at the same time. And I think it just speaks to that. There's this peculiar thing about attention, right? Wherever your attention goes, that's what becomes your momentary reality. And so, yeah, it's a really simple hack that Buddhists certainly, I guess, probably most spiritual religious traditions have been doing this for eons, right? This idea of just slowing down, just focusing on breath. And as you pay attention to the sensations of breathing in, that transition between the in breath, and then there's a pause, and then the out breath. Yeah, if you're genuinely just fixated on what's it like to be breathing right now, where do I feel it in the body, what's it like, how's it affecting me, then everything else kind of disappears. So all our anxieties, our worries, all of our ruminations and perseverations, they, at least for a moment, sort of fade into the background. And yeah, that's a pretty cool, handy tool. And then there's also the biological or the physiological component of breathing. When we do the box breathing that we'll do in a second here, there's just the physiological reality of, when we're in a high stress situation, so our ancestors being chased by wild animals, or sitting in traffic and getting all sort of bent out of shape over, all the problems of being late and the stress and all that stuff. When we are when we're in those situations and we're just reacting to it, our breath naturally changes. And so by forcing or just intentionally moving into a space where we're really controlling our breath, it sends a very distinct signal to the brain that says, hey, we wouldn't be able to be breathing in this way if we were genuinely under threat, right? You're not going to be doing box breathing as you're running away from a tiger that's trying to eat you. And so by definition, it sends that signal to our organism and says, see, things are okay right now. So there's these sort of two components to it. So quick reminder of what it is. We inhale to a count of 4. We hold for a count of 4. We exhale to a count of 4, and then we hold the exhale for 4. And I like to do these in cycles. So we'll just ground for a moment. We'll do a few rounds of box breathing and then just relax, let the body breathe on its own. We'll do another round. And the idea is to see if you can, notice what happens to the mind when you're really just focused on the breathing part. Like where do thoughts go? Where do your worries, where do your physical, aches and pains go for that moment? And then also just noticing in between, as we take breaks, like what happens to your natural rate and depth and just quality of breathing. Just notice how when we intentionally breathe in this way, it sends a signal to the nervous system, just say, yeah, just downregulate everything. So without further ado, let's try it out. So close your eyes. Just bring attention to how the body is breathing right now. So just noticing. There's no right and wrong here. There's no way you should be breathing. It's really just noticing, like, oh yeah, this is what it's like to be me. This is what it's like to be me breathing right now. The helpful, but also kind of peculiar question is to ask yourself, like, how do I know that I'm breathing right now? And that question is intended to help focus attention on, I call it the telltale signs of the body breathing, right? So we notice cool air in the nostrils, Maybe you notice sound or sensation as breath passes through your throat, your windpipe into the lungs. And when breath enters the lungs, of course, the rib cage expands, the belly expands. And then just notice the whole thing reversing. The belly contracts, the rib cage sort of collapses a little bit as we push air out. And that warm, moist air passes back up through our throat, through our nostrils or our mouth, and back out. So see if you can hang out and notice 2 full cycles of breath in, the pause, breath out, and then the pause on the exhale. Also notice how there's nothing that you need to do, meaning you, the mind, that sense of self that needs to make this happen. It's more like we're taking a back seat and just noticing that the body knows exactly what to do. We can just watch, appreciate, just let it happen. Now we're going to shift gears and direct breath by do a few rounds of box breathing, and I'll count you guys through it. The counts will get slower as we do it. And again, the goal is just to stick with the process. And then when we take a break, just notice if or how things feel different for you in terms of breath and just the general state of your body. Okay, so here we go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. So slowing it down. In. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4. Try to make it as consistent as you can. So in. 2, 3, 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and then a hold. 2, 3, 4. One more. So in. 2, 3, 4, and a hold. 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and then just relax, let the body breathe. And notice if things feel different in the body, in the mind. We're basically sending a top-down message to the body through our nervous system, just saying, we're okay. We're in a safe space that allows us to be able to breathe in this somewhat artificial manner. That's kind of the whole point. We wouldn't be able to do this if we were genuinely stressed or in trouble. Do a few more rounds really slowly. So in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4, and see if you can make this as even as possible throughout. So in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4. Last one, slowest one yet. So in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and then out. 2, 3, 4, and then hold the out breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again, just relax, just let the body breathe. And maybe notice retrospectively, like as you were concentrating on sort of breathing slowly, holding your breath, like where were your thoughts? Where was the mind? What did it feel like in the body? How does it feel now? We've definitely changed our brain chemistry by doing this. Open your eyes, come on back. Best part about this is it's free. You don't have to pay anyone any money to do this. You can do it in stealth mode. anywhere, anytime. And yeah, it's a great way to just bring things back to reality while stimulating the nervous system to just calm down. So that's a useful tool for the weekend, and have a great weekend, everyone. See you on Monday, hopefully.